Hi, and welcome to Math 76, Lesson 131. In this lesson, we're going to be talking about the probability of a series of events. Now, we've worked on calculating probability that a single event will occur. Now, for example, we found the probability that a coin will land heads up on one toss is 1 chance in 2, which is written as 1 over 2. In this lesson, we're going to practice finding the probability that a series of events will occur. So if I say, what is the probability that a coin will land heads up twice in 2 tosses? So we have our coin. We want to know what is the probability that it will land heads up in 2 tosses. And we would toss it and calculate our probability. Now, let's list the possible outcomes. There's a possible outcome that in the first toss, it will land on heads, and in the second toss, it will land on heads. There's a probability in the first toss, it will land on heads. In the second toss, it could land on tails. There's a possibility that it could land on tails in the first toss and heads in the second toss. And then there is the possibility it could land on tails in the first toss and tails in the second toss. Those are our possible outcomes. Now we can see that there are 4 possible outcomes. In this case, we're looking for the outcome of it landing on heads in the first toss and heads in the second toss. Since only one of those 4 possible outcomes is heads twice, the probability is 1 out of 4. Now, we can actually also multiply the probability of each of the single events to find the probability of a series of events. Now, if we're looking at a coin toss landing on its head, we know the probability of it landing on its head in one toss is 1 out of 2. There's one chance that it will land on its head out of 2 possible outcomes. So for one toss, we know that it's 1 out of 2. Now landing on its head again is again 1 out of 2. Those are the 2 possible probabilities. Now we can just multiply those and find that the total probability of it landing on its head in 2 tosses in a row is 1 out of 4. And then remember with probability equals the number of favorable outcomes over the number of total possible outcomes. With a coin toss, there are 4 possible outcomes of it landing on its head twice in a row. Only one of those outcomes is favorable, is what we're looking for. Now, we're going to try another example. We're going to work with Legos. So let's say I have a pile of Legos here. I have 2 red Legos, 3 blue Legos, and 4 black Legos. We could put those into a pile or a bag, mix them up, and then we're going to look at what is the probability that when one Lego is drawn from the bag and held, it is blue. And then the second Lego is drawn from the bag, it will also be blue. So in 2 draws, what is the probability that both Legos will be blue? Now we're going to calculate the probability of each event separately, or each draw. So we want to know what 2 draws would look like. We're going to calculate the probability of 2 draws. We know in the first draw, there are a total of 9 Legos in the pile. 3 of those are blue. So to draw a blue Lego, there are 3 out of 9 Legos. So the probability that I would draw a blue Lego is 1 out of 3. There's a 1/3 chance that I could draw a blue Lego. Now we want to calculate the probability of drawing a second blue Lego. Well, we've already drawn 1 Lego from the bag. We're assuming we've drawn a blue Lego. We remove that. That leaves only 8 Legos in the bag. So there are now only 8 Legos. We are going to assume that the first draw was favorable because we're looking for blue Legos. So we will assume we've already drawn a blue Lego. That leaves only 2 blue Legos left in the bag. So we have a probability of 2 over 8, which reduces to 1/4. Now we want to know the total probability. We want to know the probability of the 2 draws. So we multiply those. We multiply 1/3 by 1/4, and we get 1/12. So we see that the probability of drawing 2 blue Legos out of the bag is 1/12. There are some practice problems. I'd like you to practice this and work on it. I will put the answers to the practice problems in Canvas so you can check your work.